Hi, welcome back to Earl Bacher's Sock Machine Training video series. I am Jamie Mayfield, and today's project we're going to talk about beaded hearts. But first we have to make a few little housekeeping points. If you want to ask questions during this show, you can text me at the number on your screen. You can also email me. You go to the website earlbachergearheart.com. You can get a copy of today's pattern. You can email me. You can go shopping. Just whatever you feel like doing. Anyway, I'd like to introduce Miss Jenny Dieters, who came all the way here from Indiana. It was
a pleasure.
Such a long walk, wasn't it?
Oh, it would have been, especially in this cold, but thank goodness we have vehicles.
So what are you going to show us today?
Well, we're going to work on making the beaded sock. So Valentine's Day is right around the corner, and if you want to make some socks for yourself or for a special friend, husband, whoever, special friend, okay, you can put some beads, beaded hearts onto some socks. And but there are other ways you can, it doesn't have to be just like down the front. You can put beads down the sides. You can even do a cuff. And now this is just showing in lace, the lace hearts, but instead you could be putting the beads around the top of a cuff. Now these are actually knee socks, but you wouldn't have to make them that long. But that might be fun, kind of fun to do that. Also, now from my very first book, Unique Fancy Sock Patterns, I'm just pulled this out as an example. This has hearts all over. Now if you put beads in all of these hearts, of course you probably wouldn't want them down the front, but the sock might get a little heavy, so you might not want to put that many hearts or beaded hearts in it. But I want to show you something that, these are my own personal socks, and true, these aren't hearts, but these are the little Christmas trees, so these are my Christmas socks. But one thing that the reason I wanted to show this is because
what I want to know is, do you wear one red one and one white one?
I do.
You mean you wear not matching socks?
Well, they're kind of matching.
Okay, just checking.
They just are different colors. But what I wanted to show you was if you hang a hem and you do the beads up in the top, that's kind of unique. It looks kind of pretty. And then if you didn't want to put them there, you could also, this has got a picot edge, you could put the bead in the little picot edge. But when I was first learning how to do the adding beads, I thought it really needed to be in something that was done in lace.
Like in the hole of the lace.
Correct.
Okay.
But it doesn't need to be done that way. In fact, it's easier if you don't do the lace first. So just put it in your stockinette. And I had done a sample, and I know this is probably hard to see any kind of a difference in this, but the top one is in the lace, and then the bottom one is just in the stockinette. So this you do the lace, add the bead that next row, and this you're just putting it strictly into your stitch. And it just, I think it's a lot easier to do it just in the stitch. And actually it looks a little bit nicer.
I think it looks better too. That's my opinion. You know what they say about opinions? Everybody's got one.
Everybody's got one. And it may not be yours. So
well, it might stink. Oh wait, that's okay, so let's get started.
Okay, in the pattern, if you have downloaded that or whatever, now Jamie's got a copy here, and you can also get that yourself. My notes are a little bit different because I wrote mine out differently, and Jamie did it the really nice way, and you know, I don't know how to do those things. But I'm just saying you need some kind of yarn, some kind of sock yarn. A solid color will work best. If you had it too busy, then the beads aren't going to show. And you also will need your beads, and you have to think what size bead can I use. You can use a larger bead, but what you have to keep in mind is it has to have a large enough hole that you can put a crochet hook in, and the crochet hook has to be a size that is large enough that will actually catch the yarn and hold the yarn in place while you pull the bead over it. So what I have found is a size 11 hook, crochet hook, and these are the 8mm beads.
Well, they say 6-0 on the box.
Oh, I said 8. Okay, it's a 6. Say that again. It's a 6mm bead.
Well,
right.
Do you think the 8s would work?
If you had 8s, they would.
Okay.
The thing is, you have to look at the hole. You can also see beads that they have for necklaces at the store, but a lot of times those are just for with thread, and that they will not work on our yarns.
So you have to look at the hole of the bead.
You have to look at the hole of the bead.
And sometimes not every bead in the package will work, will it?
That is true, because sometimes these holes are a little bit too small, but just make sure that the bead will go on.
They don't have as tight a tolerance as we do. Show that.
Okay.
He says to show that again. That bead has to fit down on that hook.
Correct.
It has to have a big enough center.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, so according to my pattern, what I did is for these socks, I did a rib top. You don't have to do a rib top. If you would rather have a hung hem, then just hang a hem.
We have a question.
Yes.
No.
A question. Yay.
The question is,
Make it
where
easy.
can we find the pattern? Do you know the answer?
Well,
Right here.
Yeah, Jamie's got it.
It's right here. You can email me at jamie@earlbachergear.com, and I will email you the pattern directly.
No charge.
No charge. Thanks to Miss Jenny. Grayson is at the shop right now working desperately to upload it to the free pattern section of our website, which is earlbachergearheart.com. So that's 2 ways that you can get this sheet.
Okay.
So back to business,
Okay.
Missy.
Let's start learning how to put a bead on. So you don't string them all on first like you would in hand knitting. You're going to do these one at a time. So what you need to do, where are you going to put your beads? Are you going to put them down the front of the sock? Do you want them on the sides? Let's assume we're going to be putting them down the front as we did in this sock. Okay, let's assume you already have your top done, you have it the hung hem, or you have it ribbed. Okay, and now you have it set with all cylinder needles. You're going to do stockinette. You need to mark your center needle of your pattern. So this pattern of this heart is 11 stitches across. So you need to mark your center of the back, and that will be your number 6 stitch.
Now, just let me say this as a caveat. This center back that she has marked, we kind of scooted it around a little bit. It's not exactly center back, but that's where we could get the camera to show the beading and the beadwork the best.
Correct. Otherwise
So
it would have been...
choose your center back.
Right. So that's why I'm not going to do a full sock, because
Write that down. Choose center back. Mark it.
Okay, so we're going to start with row 1. So if you look at the pattern, and Jamie has it here, and I have mine in front here too, you're going to start, see where your center is, and then you have a blank needle on either side that you're not going to have a bead, and then you work over another one to the next one.
Okay, so you're going to start with these 2. You've got 3 in the center. That's your center line.
Correct.
Okay.
Put your bead on your crochet hook. That's first. Put your bead on your crochet hook. Okay, so the stitch that you're going to be pulling off and putting the bead on. So I've got 3 in the center. Okay, I know you probably can't see.
Lean back.
Okay. You're going to grab that stitch. Okay, your bead's on the hook. Pull up, slide it down, and then put the stitch back on the hook. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. With you sitting here holding my hand, it makes perfect sense. Let's do it again.
Well, we're going to do it again.
Okay.
So put a bead on your hook and look at your pattern so you know which one you're going to do next. And it was the second one away from that one.
So skip 1, hang 1.
Correct. Pull up on this. If you're working and you're worried about your dropping your stitch, you're going to have a hard time sliding the bead off. You have to hold this up If you have tension on it, you're not going to drop it. Okay, so now you're going to slide the bead down onto the stitch. You see that? Put it on. Put it on your needle. Okay, now we're going to go over to the other side. And as the pattern goes, remember there were 3 blank ones in the middle. And then, okay, I put the bead on. So 1, 2, 3. It's that 4th one over. My hand's probably in the way. Okay, pull him off. You've got pressure on here. Pull him down onto the stitch. And then put him on the needle.
Okay, now, my personal experience with this.
Yes, ma'am.
When I tried to do it without you holding my hand, not at sock school, was that this little bitty hook, I couldn't take it and pull up the whole thing of yarn, okay? Your hook, see how it's kind of, so what I've learned from you today is to keep that hook at an angle, lift it, slide it down, angle that hook, and put it back on. That's what I've learned here from you today, because I was just trying to dig it up and hang it, and I kept losing my stitch.
And if you find that you're not grabbing all of the
yarn?
Yes, if you're only grabbing, you know, 3 of the plies instead of 4, well, grab it again. You know, you need to have the whole piece of yarn on there. See how I've got that, the whole thing, and then I'm lifting it up, sliding it down. And then
we have another question.
Another question.
Yes, and this is just a helpful tip for us.
Okay.
We are working this pattern cuff down. Okay? We are working this pattern cuff down. If we were doing a toe-up sock, we would turn the whole pattern upside down and follow it that way. Okay? So be mindful if you're doing toe-up, you do an upside-down pattern. If you're doing cuff down, you do your pattern right side up. Yeah, that's pretty clear, isn't it?
I'll tell you what, when they talk about toe up, cuff down, that's confusing to me, because when you start with the toe, that's not really toe up, that's toe first. So it gets confusing. It's just terminology.
Yeah, you don't get wrapped up in the semantics.
Whew, no kidding. Okay.
If you're doing a toe up sock, write this down. If you're doing toe up, do the pattern upside down. If you're doing cuff down, work the pattern right side up. Did you get that? Okay. Oh no, somebody's going to call.
Someone doesn't like what you said.
No, it's my
really
kid's babysitter.
Okay. I'm going to go on here, because now if you look, that was row 1. We have not knit row 1. We've just put the beads on row 1. So now we have to knit it. But with the bead on there, it's already, the stitch has gotten a little tighter right at the hook. So
you're holding downward pressure.
You have to put some pressure on there to get that bead below the latch. See how it's riding up? You've got to get it below it. Okay? Okay, and then row 2, you will also knit that. Okay, now you're ready for your next row of beads. And according to the pattern, you will be working outward.
We're on row 3 here. So we're going to put a bead here, 1, 2, 3. On the 4th, skip 1, hang 1, 1, 2, 3, hang 1.
Okay, so we're working outward on this one. Oopsie, and I didn't get all of it. Now I'm going to be sorry if I don't. So I'm going to redo that. Grab the whole stitch. Okay. Pull it down. Put it on. Next one over here.
So are you saying if I practice this, I might get a little better at it?
Yes.
Okay.
Just a little bit of practice.
Just a little? I can't just go ahead and make my final project without knowing what I'm doing?
I think you could.
Oh, come on.
It's, it's not that hard.
You mean I've got to make a heart swatch too?
If you feel it's necessary, then you better do it.
Miss Jenny does everything the right way. I'm always trying to create shortcuts.
I think Jamie forgot my my demo sock, my very first one, because I was practicing and I was doing my practice in the front, and then whenever I went to make my socks, I did my heart in the front.
And then when walking away heart, I would call that a design feature.
The hearts were on the heel side, so that wasn't pretty. Start again.
We have a lot of design features and learning opportunities.
Right.
It's all in the wording.
Oh boy. I think everybody would have laughed at that one. So we're moving on, and we are on row 5, and these beads are right below the last set.
And then you have one in the center.
Very middle. Okay, very
That's
middle.
the dead center, so that would be your one that you marked red.
Yes.
Okay. We have a comment on the social stream.
Yes.
That says, I think this would work well with the super floss method of beading. So guess what?
What?
I don't have a clue what the super floss method is.
I was hoping you did, because I wasn't sure what that was
You know,
either.
I think you should contact her for a demo at the Crankin coming up.
Okay, who said that?
Jay Alping.
Okay, you're in trouble. You're going to be doing a demo.
That's what you get for making a comment. And I had a text from Miss Joyce. She says we're doing a good job. Thank you.
Yay! Okay, now we're going to start working inward, because we're down on row 7.
Row 7. Okay.
Can we see on Jamie's?
Yeah, we'll see it.
Okay, there, you got it.
Yeah. 2 and 10, row 7.
Yep.
Okay.
So we're moving in. So this one will have 7 in between, and as we keep moving in, the next set that we put on, there'll be 5 empty ones in between, and then the next set will be 3, and then 1.
And so on and so forth.
And then the point. So here we're going to just kind of move on here.
Looks like a 3.
We are on row 7.
No, the pattern looks like a 3. Look.
Oh, I thought you meant 3 beads. I was saying, well, we did that last
Sorry, I
time.
didn't
Now we're
mean to
down
get
to
you
2.
confused.
Oh, it takes so little to get me.
It's so easy to get her confused. And
I'm trying to do 2 things at one time, and this
hey,
poor little
listen to
brain.
me.
This poor brain just has trouble. Okay, 1, 2.
Okay, now just so you know, we're on row 9, and we're going to go the third needle and the 9th needle.
And how many empty ones are in between?
5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right.
I'm a math genius.
Yes. See, that's what happens when you help your kids with their studies. You learn.
Yeah, they're in 4th grade, in 5th grade.
They're helping,
They're
aren't
passing me.
And I'm holding him down. There we go.
I'm getting really good on my times tables. Okay, row 11. There's going to be a bead on number 4 and number 9 needle with 3 in between. Uh-oh, more questions.
Make it something we can answer.
Larry Patterson.
Okay.
Was my scarf done on the CSM? As a matter of fact, this scarf was a gift to me from my friend Miss Jenny. And she did make it on the CSM, and I don't know if you can see, she's got really pretty big pearls on this scarf.
And because the pearls are larger and the holes were larger, you could use a larger hook.
Really?
Too. Yes, a larger crochet hook, which made that a little easier.
Yeah.
And of course, looser tension, and that scarf, you know, can go very quickly.
This is that lazy lace pattern from
Yes.
Yes.
That's a fun one to do.
And I'm telling you, this scarf feels wonderful on a day like today.
Oh, I bet it
Are
does.
we on row 13?
Well, I hope I didn't do too many. If I did, I may have gone one too many. I'm talking and, let's see,
Knitting, and it's not easy.
too many things at one time. Okay, so now we should have just one in between. Okay, and hold these down till he's there. There he goes.
Yep. Uh-oh, guess what? We're at the last one.
That we are.
And we will have made a heart in 23 excruciatingly long minutes or very short.
Well, I'll tell you what. You want to see how fast we can do the next one now that we've got this down?
I do.
Because the pattern has 2 hearts in it. So what I like to do is about 10 rows in between, and that's on the pattern.
Okay, you do the knitting and I'll do the splaining.
Okay.
You can call me Ricky and I'll call you Lucy. Okay, row 1, needle 2, needle 4.
Okay, so I know I have 3 in the center.
I'm already getting her messed up.
I do it my way. And you know what you can do is so here, you know, is your center one, and that's the 6th. The center needle is your number 6, and you could mark these edges, and that might help too. And then you could easily count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on across.
Okay, but
that
you've got 3 in the center.
Okay.
Oh, then you're going to do the next one over. Skip 1, hang 1. Okay, she did this bead, and then she skipped 1 and hanging 1. Now she's going to
1, 2, 3. Yep.
count her 3 beads in between. Hang 1, skip 1, hang 1. I'm timing you this time, Missy.
Okay. The game is on. Okay, now I'm going to start holding them down. Hold these 2, go and hang. Hold those 2.
Okay, so now we're on row 3. We're going to do, there's just going to be 1 in the middle. 1 blank one in the middle. I'm sorry, not, last time we had 3 blank spaces in the middle, and this time we have 1 blank space in the middle. So she's hanging these 2, counting over 3 and hanging on the 4th. I have 2 things to say. One is thank you, Sue, who says we're doing a great job.
Awesome.
I'm really trying to aggravate her. But sorry. And hello, Miss Marnie from in Canada.
Oh, Miss Marty's on.
She is.
Next row.
This would be the 5th row. You've got 1 heart or 1 bead dead center. Then you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. Hang 1 in the 5th. Count 1, 2, 3, 4. Hang a bead on the 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hang a bead on the 5th on this side. The good thing about a heart is it's symmetrical, obviously.
Yay.
Now I have to manage her, manage this, I'm telling you.
Next.
Okay, next we're on row 9. We're going to, no, we're on row 7 this time.
Working inward, I believe.
We're working inwards. We're starting our downward descent to the point of the heart. So we'll do, count over from the center this many and hang a bead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hang a bead. Hold your stitches down. Hold your beads down. Okay, we're going to work. I think it's just as easy to say as work in 1, because you can see it very easily when you're working on your. And let me just remind you guys, when you're me and you're trying this for the first time, you're going to lose a stitch or 2. You don't do it perfect the first time, because that little bitty hook seems like, oh my goodness. So if you practice, as Miss Jenny keeps reminding me, she's going to go in another one needle in, 2 beads.
Now you know what row we're on.
What row are we on?
I'm not sure. I just
row
have this
9.
down. I have this down because I'm working inward.
Well, and plus we practice. Did I just say that? Okay, now you're going to be on row. Is it row 13?
I think so, because we're down.
Okay.
Boy, we're getting
fine.
close. We're getting close here. Oops, see, I didn't pick up all of them. See if I
Oh,
can.
learning opportunity. There you go.
See, I pulled it up even further, and I got it past that.
Got it past that.
Yep.
There you go.
Sometimes that won't work, though.
Sometimes you have to jimmy that yarn a little bit, don't you?
Yep.
Okay, and your final bead.
Final one. Then from here, I do finish up with the total number that I do for my leg, and then I go to the pre-heel. What I do for a pre-heel is I add the heel spring to bring that in a little tighter. Is it okay if I do that?
You can do that if you want to. I don't do that.
Okay, well, you don't have to.
That's right.
But that's what I do, and I do that on almost all of my socks because I have...
What? You can see me doing it on the camera, can't you?
I saw that hand.
Don't do that.
I still have peripheral vision.
You know what? The point is,
Yes,
if it works for you, that's great.
absolutely.
You know, you can do it however you want to, as long as you make a sock that is comfortable to wear.
But there has been conversation in using the 72. Now this was a 60, but these were done on the 72. But to really bring that in to actually fit. So I use the heel spring in the pre-heel.
I understand, yes, that would make a good sense to do it, and you can kind of tell.
And I even used it on the foot because I have a little foot. So,
You better not tell Pee-wee that.
okay. Well, you guys have bigger feet. I mean, I just
Okay.
have, when you wear a 6, 6.5, what do you expect? Okay, any more questions? Or are we?
You're finished.
Okay.
Thank you so much for joining us today, you guys.
This was fun.
Yeah, I hope you had as much fun as I did. And don't forget, you can go to our website to download this pattern. Miss Grayson says and Pam says it was easy to download. So there you go. You can get this pattern on our website, just www.earlbachertoyourheart.com.